Well, ever since the acquisition of the property in Garden Grove, the former Crystal Cathedral property, much has been happening in a relatively short period of time.
We've been entrusted with something huge here, this legacy of the Crystal Cathedral ministries and the grounds and these beautiful buildings.
This remarkable campus spans 35 acres, incorporates 7 buildings. We're going to take you into the process that allowed us to develop a remarkable vision for the Christ Cathedral and the surrounding campus. We didn't build these buildings. They were entrusted to us by the congregants of the Crystal Cathedral Ministry and Dr. Reverend Schuler and his wonderful wife, Arvella.
It's my prayer that folks will see that this gift of God, which is given to us, is not just for us, but it's for the ages.
This is a working campus. It has a parish which has over 12,000 people a weekend visit here and celebrate Mass here.
Beauty draws, God's light draws, so people can be drawn here and then maybe reconnect with their faith or just find a place of rest, beauty, and reflection in the middle of the city.
So we see ourselves as a center point for many faiths to come together and engage.
We have become, the Roman Catholic Church, the inheritors of 3 beautiful, iconic architectural buildings. The first building was by the American architect Richard Neutra. He designed what we call the Arboretum as well as the Tower of Hope. We also have the beautiful Philip Johnson Cathedral itself, and then we have the Richard Meyer Cultural Center. These 3 architects really are signature, iconic architects of the United States of the 20th century.
The Arboretum was the first indoor worship space for Dr. Schuler and his community, and it lent itself very well for renovation for Catholic worship. There are 11 masses Saturday and Sunday in that Arboretum, in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese.
And now we focus our attention on the heart and center of that campus, which is the transformation of the former Crystal Cathedral into Christ Cathedral.
What we have to do is basically transform it from a space that was designed for the liturgy of the word, preaching, proclamation, in a kind of a TV studio production environment, and change it into a space where liturgical worship can take place.
So the elements of altar, cathedra, ambo, baptistry, devotional spaces, Eucharistic chapel, crucifix, those are all of the central items that the present building does not have. And that's what we're incorporating as part of the renovation designs.
We decided to go with 2 different architects, Johnson Fain for the interior of the cathedral and Rios Clemente Hale Studios for the exterior.
And so we've really thought about how you make a space feel sacred and how do you do that for the cathedral, that as you arrive, all of a sudden you're in this moment of awe and you really feel the presence of God.
I liken the new design and construction to a building within a building. The exterior building is pretty much restored, the glass building, and then we're building an entirely new interior from within. The cathedral would be right here, and the principal entry to the cathedral will be here. The ambo will be here, altar here, and cathedra there. All of that happens within the zone of the predella, which is here and is elevated 3 steps up.
You gotta love it and then embrace it and take all of its virtues, be creative and create a new thing which honors and builds on what was here before. That's not only being respectful, that's also being intelligent.
Around the cathedral building will be a major change because we're going to create a plaza that is a rectangular plaza that surrounds the cathedral itself so that the cathedral will sit in the middle of the whole campus. And our diocesan motto, if you will, is together we journey, together in faith. And so the way that we're designing the exterior of the cathedral is going to reflect that journey.
You know, I think we want to make a place that's totally welcoming to everyone. And so having spaces that before a service that people can gather in, that there's shade, that there's perhaps the sound of water, there are places for kids, there are places you might get a cup of coffee. That's really important to make this place usable and allow it to be a really great Catholic gathering point.
This is an opportunity to do something extraordinary. The problem is extraordinary, the conditions we find are extraordinary. Hopefully the outcome will be extraordinary. But at the same time, renew the historic piece and respect it, and let them both kind of live together.
What this campus and this building, the cathedral, give us is a place to gather, to worship, to witness, to serve.
Having this campus provides us the opportunity to be the church at its best, which ultimately will be a place where people will come and know and believe that they are loved by God.
This is only a step on the journey. This isn't the end of the journey. It's about roots and where we've been and where we're going. And so holding on to both of those.
I know what Dr. Schuler thinks about what we're doing on the campus because I asked him personally. And he told me that he was extraordinarily pleased with everything that we've done. We're honoring his vision, but he asked us to do more. He said we must never rest in our efforts to reach out to the entire community. And so we have as a mission on this campus to reach out to all across the world, not just in our own diocese or in the state, but throughout North America and the entire Catholic community of the world.
What I would hope when visitors come here is they take away, above all, a sense of welcome, a sense of connectedness, a sense of beauty, a sense of music, all those things where God can be known.
My great hope for our cathedral is that it will be a place that celebrates unity, solidarity, and the oneness that is ours as God's holy people here in the Diocese of Orange.